Today, we're diving into the world of security auditing. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like a digital crime scene investigation. We're gonna be the detectives because every single click, every login, every command, it all leaves a clue. Okay, let's set the scene. Imagine the worst has happened. The alarms are going off, your systems have been compromised. There's a bit of panic, right? But before you can even think about fixing it, you have to answer the biggest question of all. What really happened here? That's where our investigation kicks off. And the official name for this investigation, it's called a security audit. Now, this isn't just about finding the bad guy. A really good audit goes deeper. It checks if the digital locks on your doors were strong enough to begin with, and tells you exactly how to make them stronger for next time. So what does our digital detective use for evidence? Well, it all comes down to the security audit trail. Think of this as the complete chronological story of everything that's ever happened on a system. It's the fingerprints, the footprints, the security camera footage, all rolled into one. It's literally the key to putting the pieces of the puzzle back together. So let's talk about this audit trail. It isn't just one single thing. Nope, it's actually a collection of all sorts of different digital footprints. And to be a good detective, you absolutely have to know what kind of clues you're looking for. The evidence really breaks down into a few main categories. You've got your system-level stuff, the big picture things like login attempts. Then you can zoom in a little to the application-level trails, what's happening inside specific programs. You can even follow the breadcrumbs left by a single user. And here's one people sometimes forget, the physical clues. A keycard swipe showing someone in the server room at 3 a.m., that could be the most important clue of all. So what does a real clue even look like? Well, here you go. This is a raw log entry. And it might look like gibberish, but it tells a whole story. We see the exact time, the machine, and the critical event. User 1 successfully became the root user. That means they just got the keys to the entire kingdom. Finding an entry like this, it's like finding the murder weapon. Okay, so we know all these clues exist, but how do we actually collect them? Do you have to go back and rewrite every single piece of software just to make it create a log? Thankfully, no. There are some seriously clever ways to capture all this evidence. One of the absolute cleverest methods is something called library interposition. The best way to think about it is like a legal wiretap for your software. See, normally a program makes a direct call to a shared resource to do something. With this technique, we stick an audit tool right in the middle. It intercepts the call, listens in, records what happened, and then just passes the call along like nothing happened. The program has no idea, but we get a perfect record of everything it did. Genius, right? So capturing the clues is one thing, but a modern system can generate millions, even billions of log entries. You end up with just a mountain of data. How on earth does our detective find that one critical clue buried in a massive haystack? Well, the very first step is to figure out what normal looks like. This is called baselining. For instance, our detective might see that a server usually sends out about 10 gigs of data a day. Day in, day out, it's always around 10 gigs. That number becomes our baseline. It's our normal. And then one day, bam, this happens. A jump to 500 gigabytes. Now, because we took the time to establish that baseline, this massive spike sticks out like a sore thumb. It's not proof of a crime just yet, but it's a giant flashing red light telling our detective exactly where to start digging. So baselining helps us find what's unusual. The other key technique is correlation, which helps us find what's related. And they are so powerful together. For example, baselining might flag a single failed login. Okay, maybe not a big deal. But then correlation connects that dot to another event, a successful login just moments later, but from halfway across the world. All of a sudden, two tiny, seemingly random dots connect to form a very, very suspicious picture. Now, back in the day, a detective would have to manually comb through logs from dozens of different systems. It was slow, painful work. But today, we have a high-tech command center that brings all this evidence together automatically. This command center is called a SIEM. That's SIEM, and it's pronounced SIEM. It stands for Security Information and Event Management. Basically, a SIEM is the central hub that pulls in all the audit trails from everything, your servers, your firewalls, your apps, you name it, and gives you one single place to analyze it all. It is quite literally the detective's headquarters. And a SIEM automates the entire investigation. First, it collects all that data,
Then, and this is super important, it normalizes it, which just means it translates everything into a single common language so you can compare apples to apples. From there, it correlates the events to find those suspicious patterns we talked about, analyzes them against all known threats, and finally, it sends a prioritized alert to the security team. It takes a sea of noise and turns it into one clear signal that says, hey, look over here. So if you remember one thing, remember this. Every single action you take in the digital world leaves a footprint. Security auditing is just the science of following those footprints, not just to solve crimes after they happen, but to understand what's going on so we can prevent them in the first place. Which really leaves just one final important question. Who's following the digital footprints your company leaves behind?